Okay, hi everyone. Um, the last week we looked at uh, how our Swift uh, programming language can manage um, JSON API files. Um, so with that technique, we are going to display that on our iPhone. Okay. Um, Today I'm going to give you the essence of the implementation of our weather iPhone. The weather information is continually provided from JSON API. So I'm going to give you, together with you, start the API implementation. I mean, the weather apps implementation. So I want you to complete this, which means the completion of this work will be your uh, the second homework assignment. All right. So let's get starts. So let me open up Xcode. Let's create new. So single view application, and let's call it my weather. And then you don't have to worry about others. You don't need to click anything and click next. And you need to decide where your uh, X code for my weather apps is located. Uh, that is my location. So create. First thing that we need to do is um, this is if you want to deploy your program into your device, then you need to uh, get the certificates. Okay, I do have certificates, but if you click yours, then this will be disappeared, and then you can simply uh, see your device. So right now, we don't have any device here, right? But if you have a membership and proper certificates from App, Apple, then you can emulate it. As you emulate, that appears on your uh, iPhone devices. So let me choose iPhone SE, and then we need to first to design our apps. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to let me make it a little smaller. I'm going to make a two screen. So first screen is to take the city name, and if we click, then it'll open the next screen. There it access API for JSON weather files and bring it down and display the way that you need to do. All right. So um, let's first to do label. Okay, so that we can bring this label somewhere here. I can make it a little bigger. And another one is you can name it. For example, um, on your right pane, there is an attribute inspector. So click that. Um, there's a text field, second text you type here, that appears here. So you can say city name. All right, enter this, then you can have that. So let me have a little smaller, and then I'm going to make this also smaller, and I'm going to make it 2 lines, and center centralized that. If I and not only that, one thing that you need to do is that line break right now is a truncate tail, but if you click word wrap, then it can be wrapped so that you have city name like this, right? And if you want to, you can change the color of that fonts if you like. So let's make blue if you want. After that, we will do text field. So this is a text field. I'm going to bring that up here and a little wider. Okay. And then another one is a button. So bring that button here. A little bigger. And then again, name of button, I can say weather. And then button background, can say pink. And then foreground, the text color, can say white. And if you want to make it a little bigger, then you need to increase this, right? Therefore, you have to make a little bit like this, right? To make it small. Yeah, like that. So if you want to, you can run it to see how it works. And you can type Boston and weather. Of course, nothing will happen because we didn't do anything, right? I want to make this a little wider, and this could be like this. All of this, if you want to put them in stack, as we did the last time, then you can click all of this, right? Holding down the Shift button, click here and Shift, then it can highlight all of those. And come back here. There is an embed in stack if you want. And right now that is horizontal, and then alignment, that is fill, and distribution, you can say proportional distribution. So right now there's nothing. What we could do here, I want to make each of this, and also you can make all together. This is a stack view. Stack view has I don't know why they're all squeezed, but we can make some constraints. So stack view from top, you don't need to make this big. So from top 100, from left to 0, and from right that is also 0, and then height maybe 50 width, I mean height, and the width you don't need to worry about that that much, okay? that is that. And then city names, that is a city name that we want to enter. I want to make it inside this stack view. I don't need to worry about um, the distance from top, distance from left, distance from right. This you can make all 0 if you like. And then height is 50 with right now is 0, so you can say maybe 30, not 300, 30, so you have that much. And then the text field, before we do a text field, let's make a weather. I want to make left to right 0, top 0, height and width that is too big, so maybe 75. And then this 75, that is too, we'll see. So let me change this width maybe 220 and height to that, and I don't have to worry about the distance from top, but from left and right I want to make maybe 10 pixel different from left and right. See what happens. Okay, so with that, let's try. A little bit okay, right? So we can type here and you can click that. Okay, so that much that we could do. So what we need to do is that make it a little smaller. Then we need to make another view controller. So that is the second page, right? So we have like this. In the second page, you can also label. I want to make this. I want to give you as a sample a few of those so that you can fill in as you wish. So here that is a city that you clicked from the previous screen, and that comes up here. Then I want to make it center like this and make another ones here. We can say that is what do you want to do? Maybe time there, right? So time, I want to make it that is also center. I don't need to have that bigger fonts. City, I want to make it real big. And time, not in black, but maybe gray. So there's a gray, and I don't have to worry about others. And then remember that we have let's see, let's put this in the center. Okay. There's image view. So I'm going to have image view center. I don't need to have this big. image view. Let's see the size of that. Right now the width and height like that, so let's make it let's make this 140 or so. 140. So I have square. So width 140, height 140, and then I will have another label. So this label here, the temperature, so that I can put here temperature. So center, that'll be like this. I don't need this. Delete temperature, that, and make pink for the temperature, and 17 center looks okay, so forth and so forth, so on and so forth. And then what I want to do is this two controller needs to be connected. Connection can be done by setting segue. The way that you can set the segue is that on your the color view controller, so there you can hold down control button and drag to the cold view. As you do that, then some of the options that you need to choose, simply send the data to show on the right, the cold view. You simply click show, then they are connected. And this one, if you see here, we have a view controller and another view controller scene. On the view controller, there's two pages, right? And then from in the first page, you have this is a show segue to view controller. This is from left to right segue. So come back here. You need to say segue identifier. So I can say segue, SG for segue, and then simply say weather. So I want to send the weather, okay, and enter. Then we have that. So what happens here is that if we this previous I didn't close the emulator. So whatever I do and click, then it should go right. When I click, it didn't do anything, right? I set up some segue, but in this button, I didn't do anything. So I need to do that, right? As we did a couple of times the previous. So here, click on the color view, and then you can choose assistant editor, okay? And I want to expand it to right, and also I want to expand it to left. So I have this. What I need to do is I need to connect the graphical components here on this storyboard to my coding. So my program needs to know which view objects is being managed. So first one is that this text field. So you can drag from here to there, or from this storyboard to there. Doesn't really matter. But like this is a little complicated. Then you can click this and holding down Control button and bring that up here all the way to your right. And then you can say this is text field. So text field and city name. The next one is a button. Same thing, drag and drop. And in this case, button is an event. In response to event that is being occurred, you need to take some action, right? So click here, you need to choose action button. And here you can say button weather and connect. So they are connected. Okay. What we need to do here is that, remember that if we need to have more than one views, in other words, screens, and then when those two screens share data, then you need to do something, right? Actually, two things that you need to do. On this action, you have to perform segue. So segue is actually performed when this button is clicked. Before it is doing so, you have to prepare the segue. So two things needs to be done. Okay, so this is the function that we need to implement. At the same time, we have to create one additional function needs to be defined. This is the function name is given when we handle a segue. So the function name is prepare. So type prepare. Then you need to choose which one that you want to do. So prepare, well, actually there is only one, right? So you can click this. Then that comes up here. And here you don't need to do anything but the coding here, right? So wait for that. And here, when this button is clicked, then you have to read the city name from the text field, right? So in order to send out, then you need to declare that variable. So var city name, that is a string. Okay, exclamation mark. And then the city name is nothing but that tf city name, which is this, right? This whether this is a variable. This variable referencing to that button. So it's a button variable. So from that button, you need to get the text. So simply like this. So text is taken from that button and it is assigned to city name, which is my variable. And that should be performed. So when this button is clicked, segue needs to be performed. So there is a function called perform segue. Perform segue, then we have only one, right? So perform segue, and then here with the identifier, This is identifier of that segue. What is the segue identifier? So click this. If we come here, remember that this is it. Segue identifier is SG weather, right? So that is that one. So we have to SG weather, okay? And then sender. So what variable that we need to send? That is a city name. So you can say city name. Okay, that is it. Okay, so that can be performed, but this should be there needs some preparation. Right now, this guy does not know where there is the other guys. Right now, it's not really defined, right? So before we do this, what we need to do is this guy, um, um, there's no, see here, let me bring that here, left and right. Then we have view controller. This is a controller that is assigned to this one. How do you know that? So when by clicking this guy, if you come here and then there is a identity inspector, then right now, well, actually it's by default, right? That is this guy. But this guy does not have anything. So what we need to do is that we need to create a file under this folder. So what you need to do is that file and new and create file. File that I want to create is Cocoa Touch class. And next, there we can define there is a view um, that you need to name it. So view controller is already exists, right? That is the default controller that associated with this default storyboard, right? So that we need to say weather view controller, which is a subclass of UIV controller. So that is perfect. And click this, and that is in the same my weather folder. So this is it. So weather view controller. So let's go back to my storyboard and yeah, here weather controller. Here in this prepare function, what you actually need to do is that you need to link the two views. So this guy in this function, you need to uh, you need to uh, uh, you need to bring the idea of the other view back to you. Before we do that, remember that I created the view controller that shift and weather view controller that shift. This guy has a view controller. This guy does not have anything. So come back here, then click this. This class. Okay. So weather view controller here, so that this guy plays with that weather view controller. This guy. think already done, right? This is a weather view controller. So when I click this, yeah, weather view controller. And here when I click this, there's a view controller. So this um, screen is handled by view controller, and this screen is handled by weather view controller. So this weather view controller needs to be known by this guy, which means in that coding list. All right. So um, so we can put it in our local variable called to, let's say, to the other. So the other view is nothing but in our segue dot, and then there is a destination. Click that, is nothing but weather view controller. Okay, in this way, so weather view controller is nothing but in my coding mode, I can simply say to the other. So to the other, that I know the variable in the other ones. So we don't have that yet. So we need to go back to the other here. Open up assistant code. Oh yeah, here we have a weather view. Okay, here the same way that we the same way we did. City needs to be known, right? This is a city button that should be known. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Holding down control button and come back here, then label city, and then time, holding down control, back here, LB label, time, another image view, holding down and drag and drop, so image V, IV, and then weather icon, and temperature, that is also come here, LB temp. All right, and again here, what you need to be carefully verify is that variable needs to be verified, and then you have to receive the data from the caller screen to this current screen. This is weather view screen, right? So you need to say city name received, and that is also string, right? And then we need to initialize that string. Okay, so that is defined. So back here, we can say city received. There's in the other side. Into there, I want to assign the sender, which is a city name. So sender needs to be assigned as string, typecast string. So whatever the user enter here, that should be assigned to the other side. Then it'll receive here. When it receives, then you can simply say here somewhere let's say lb city.text. There you can say city received. Okay, so let's test to see if it works. So see how it works. It is not yet done. Okay, so here you can say tops ferry click weather. Then it comes here, it says DAPS, right? Somehow it works, right? So let's come back here. We didn't do yet any of this, right? City, what is the size of city? That and that. I want to make this a little bigger. Oops. So from top 171, whatever that is fine. From left to, you can say 0. From right, that is 0. And also you can say, you can use whatever it is. And then width 71. No, I want to say a little bigger, so 150. Fine. And height 20. All right, so a little bigger. In this way, see how it works. So here, tops ferry, then tops ferry comes up here, right? A little bigger. And time, you need to also put constraints as is if you want to leave it upper and lower to the next objects. And from left and right, you don't need to do 110 but simply 0. So from left and right, that, and width as is, that is 120. Time wise, height, if we want to save it, then that is okay. That is about time. And then this, the icon 40, you can also say left and right. And here with height, that, temperature. Similarly, if you leave as is, here 0, here 0, and from right to that, and height and width. That's fine. Okay. What actually here that we need to do, so let's try. Okay, so this disappears. So we'll see what happens. Here, tailing with from top 171, bottom 17. close to top, bottom height. Okay, here 140, 140, double temperature. Okay, so city. Data constraints. To update all constraints. ABC. Okay, ABC disappeared. The other way that we need to do is that here is a little tricky, right? If you, I want to first clear all constraints, so no constraints. I want to put all of this in a stack. So that stack is vertical stack. I want to make fill this proportionally. Okay, spacing maybe 10 each case. Okay, see what happens. City name is Yoon. So that much okay. So you can massage it a little bit if you want. One thing that I want to do here is this city text is, this is a city. Text is too small, right? I want to make this bigger. Okay. All right. So let's go back to that program. So when this city name is known, then we need to assign that city name to the to that URL that we want to do, right? So remember that let URL L equals URL, and then URL string. So you can use this. So in this string, you can do HTTP. Remember that the website that that we looked at, apixu.com, version 1, current.json, equal sign, and whatever that, right? So let's assume that you have that. And after that, okay, and then you can do let URL request equals URL request. So this is that one, URL request, and that needs URL. So instead of this URL, you can say URL URL. Okay. So URL request needs to, hold on, what happens? Okay, exclamation mark. And then let task equals URL session dot shared dot task data task. That what we want to do is that this one. Okay, data task, that one. So click that, and then URL request is nothing but URL req. So URL req, and here you simply hit return key, and then you can name it simply data, and name response, and here name error. And in this code that we need to do first, if error is nil, which means there is no error, then we go ahead and do and parse JSON. So let the first JSON to be received from try JSON serialization dot JSON objects. So we have JSON objects with the data or with the data stream. So this is what we want, right? Simply data. So this data is nothing but the data that we made here. So that is the data. And then option here we don't do anything. Simply blank. And what we parsed of the JSON, then that is a dictionary. So we can say string colon and any objects. So any objects. That is written that way, right? And then there is an error because we have here to try. So what we need to do is that that task task resume. Hold on. This should not be here. It should be here. So task dot resume, and then this try if there is an error. If there is no error, then we do that. But if there is an error, then this is this a try so that we can say catch let JSON error and then print JSON error dot localization description. Here we need to put exclamation here at the data. And that way we receive the data, and then we do a little bit of data manipulation here. So thing that we need to do is if let current equal, so this is a JSON, right? In this JSON, the first the keyword for that JSON is current. If you see the JSON data, then from the current, if we see the current, then that is nothing but, again, that is a dictionary. So any objects as any objects if click that, then if let temperature C, there is a variable, my local variable, can be from this JSON. Type of JSON is string colon my objects, which is a dictionary. So given the keyword, which is current, then it'll send it to me another dictionary. In the current, then we have temperature, current temperature, and current wind, and so on and so forth. So from current, you can say temp F, and as print the string. Okay. If that, then you can also do lb temp dot, this is temperature, right? Text equals temp C. So we can say this, and here insert self, because it is from there. All right, and then that is the temperature. What we need to do more here, this is temperature comes here, and time needs to be there, right? So time that is in the location. So from here there, then you can say if let location equal JSON. See here in this JSON data, which is a dictionary, there's a keyword current. There is a multiple other keyword that we can receive data. So one of them is a Fahrenheit temperature. And from this location also, so as, and that is again a dictionary. Any objects. If let time equals this location, because this location is another dictionary, so keyword for that here is there's a local time. How do you know this local these things? You need to look. You need to download it, that JSON file, and you need to figure that out. We looked at that last week, right? So you have to review that if you want. So as call that string. If that is done, then self lb time. This third one, right? Dot text needs to be the time. And in this way we filled this and that and city name. Now images. How can you get the image? So image is in another. Image is not in current. Image is not in location. Image is in condition. So if you go to condition, so JSON condition as, that is also dictionary. Any objects, and then you can say if let icon equals condition and icon as string, right? Then you need to do self what is this, ivw icon, right? So ivw icon equals http. Remember that the last week icon itself is a value start with slash slash without http, right? So you simply icon here, and that should be displayed. So what happens here? So we need to put here that. Okay. Cannot assign the value to UI image view. What it does is that UI image view needs to be created as an extension. What it says, cannot assign value for that. So there is a little tricky parts, but you don't have to worry about. You simply copy as is. But the way that we find is the same as we did the extension UI image view. Here we need to define a function called download image that is from URL and simply string. Okay, so here let URL req is URL request. This is similar to that we did already. So URL this, there you can say URL that is string colon URL this. So URL is received, and that is the URL. Remember that here we want to send a URL. This is type of that UI image view. So UI image view, there is no particular function called download the image. So we define that. So this definition is overloaded to this new function as an extension to the existing UI image view. That's what it is basically. And then let task equals URL session dot shared dot data task. Remember that we did a data task. Yeah, this is the one, and then this is this URL request, and here you can also simply say data. This is response. This is error, and then implementation. Here, similarly, if error is not nil, then we implement this. In this implementation, you simply say dispatch queue dot main dot async, and then self image equals UI image and then data is this data. So data, and then this task needs to be resume that. Okay. So what you need to do is here you can say download download the image from thing instead of that from we can do that and this. Yeah. Right now this is missing, right? We need to put a real URL. So I'm going to do that. One more thing that you need to do is that you need to go back to this info plist and then you have to add application category, application required. Okay, application transport security settings, and click that and plus sign, then there is allow arbitrary load. Okay, so you have to set it, then try to run. New York weather. Exception cannot be configured in your apps. Unable to copy asset information from. So what happens? Oh yeah, here we have to set this. Should be yes. Let's say Boston. Time and temperature. I think we need to do a little more. Okay, what we need to do is we need to do the way that we did here. Dispatch queue, main, the same way that we did. So we first assigned two local variable and then dispatch the queues. So it can be done a simple way here. We can do, for example, variable city with what else we did? Variable time, right? Local time, that is string. temperature, right? Temperature in Fahrenheit, that is integer. Let's say integer. Okay. Then if you do that, then come back here. Temperature itself is before we do, it should go to temperature Fahrenheit. Temperature Fahrenheit, this is integer. This should be also integer. Okay, so that is okay. And before we get there, time we need to have also local time and time, image. Okay, so temperature, local time, and icon is there. After we do this, then we need to dispatch the way that we did here, right? Here we have dispatch, right? Dispatch queue main async. So dispatch queue dot main dot async. In this code, you can say self dot ib time dot text is self dot local time, self dot lb temperature dot text. There's a self dot timeF. But right now timeF, that is integer and this is text, so you will have an error. So integer cannot be that. Then you need to do description. Then it'll be a description of that integer, which is text. Not only this, if you want to put their degree symbol, then backslash u 00 b0 and then Fahrenheit. Okay, let's try. Los Angeles weather. Los Angeles, there's a time and that, but icon is not properly. So let's see what happens. Here, download the image. Oh yeah, we have to change this also, right? So we need to change this to self icon. Here, can do here all. There's also string here. Image URL equal okay. And in this dispatch also you have to do self iv w icon dot download the image from here self image URL. Okay. The ops very okay, what happens here is that the error comes from here. If you look at, for example, a JSON file, let me print JSON file here. Print JSON, okay, this, and run. And then the ops vary, then it works. This is a current ops vary, 50°. So what happens here is that, see here, if you see this is a current. Current here, and it has from here, there is a condition is under current. So previously I put condition from JSON, but condition is above the condition. There is a current is under JSON, right? Everything above there is a JSON, but this is a current. Here there is a condition. Under condition we have a icon. This is icon somewhere here, so you can use this. And then location is the same level of location as local time. This local time is under location. So location is directly from JSON location, and then there is a local time. Local time is under location. So from here all the way, this is about condition. Okay. So what I fixed here is that I push this condition inside the current. So everything from here there is if, and this is separate if. So location I put only local time, but you can do some others. For example, name of that and region, that is in New York, and and so on and so forth, right? The country, and also in this current, not only the temperature in Fahrenheit, you can get some other ones as your extension. So if I show to you uh, uh, as a hint that I made a little bit more, I wish you could have also. Oh, I forgot to tell you one. I'm going to get back to you. So here, if you say Boston, then hit enter, weather, then you have Boston, which is this is from the location. This is a time. This is that figure, and left side I have a Fahrenheit, and right hand side I have a Celsius, and this is a text of that condition. And then I put here the wind, and then more, right? Our forecast. If you click this, and then if you click back, then come back here, then you can do more, right? Not only Boston, you can do New York, then you can have New York. So New York is clear right now, and so on and so forth. So right now, the one uh, not implemented, but I need to show it to you. In this my weather, back here in the storyboard, let me bring this. In our example, there is no back button, right? In order to have that, you need to click this color view, and then come back here, editor, and there's embed in and navigation controller. Okay, so once you have that, then this is the entry point, and this navigation help you to go further and come back. This is very simple. By having that only, then you will have more improvement, much more improvement. You will see in my demo here. So that if you put here, for example, uh, Los Angeles, Los Angeles weather, then this is Los Angeles. Currently, right now our time is Saturday, little after midnight, but there is 9:16 and 60 degrees. And there is a back button. So if you click back, then come back here, and then you can come back to the Dobbs-Ferry, click, then Dobbs-Ferry is this, and back and forth, right? Um, okay, this is pretty much what I want to share with you today. Okay, have a good night.